NBA free agency has been crazy over the last couple of years, but with the potential star power in free agency next summer, it could be even crazier. There will be a lot of franchise level players that could make a move after this season. More teams will have cap space next summer to use compared to last summer where there were a few teams that had it. This could set up for a game-changing offseason next summer. In this video, I'll discuss the top 10 potential free agents for 2019. At number 10, Nikola Vucevic. You could argue that Vucevic has been one of the most underrated players in the league the last couple of years, but because he plays in Orlando, he doesn't get the recognition he deserves. He has developed a consistent three-point shot to his game, which makes him unguardable at times. In a league that has very few players that can play with their back to the basket, he is still one of the best. With the numbers he's putting up this season, he could be selected to his first All-Star game. With the Magic drafting their center for the future in Mo Bamba last summer, Vucevic is more than likely going to be wearing another uniform next season. At number 9, Khris Middleton. The former second-round pick of the Pistons has become a valuable player in this league. The Bucks made it known this past offseason that they believe in Middleton as the second option after not re-signing Jabari Parker, which was the best move. Most second-round picks don't make it in this league, but Middleton has proven to be an all-star caliber player. He has a player option for next season at $13 million. Given what he brings to the table, it's almost a guarantee that he'll decline that option for a big payday. He seems to be happy in Milwaukee, and I'm sure the Bucks will do everything they can to keep him for the next 4 or 5 years. Number 8, Tobias Harris. It seems like Tobias has played on around 5 NBA teams already. That's crazy that a player of his talent can be traded so many times and he's still only 26 years old. But this season so far is his best. He's versatile enough to play both forward spots, can score, rebound, and defend. But depending on if the Clippers get lucky with a top free agent or two, Tobias could be wearing another uniform again next season, which would be unfortunate. At number 7, Kemba Walker. Over the past 2 years, Kemba Walker has entered his name in the elite point guard discussion. He is the heart and soul of the Charlotte Hornets. He's been underpaid for a while, and he's set to sign a huge contract. It seems like his heart is set in Charlotte for some reason. Does he really want to spend his prime years stuck on a team basically by himself with little chance to make any noise in the playoffs? This year he scored a career-high 60 points and a loss to the 76ers. He has to play well for the Hornets to have a chance. Everyone speculates that since he's from New York, he'll be interested in the Brooklyn Nets or the New York Knicks. But he recently said he didn't have any interest coming back home right now. But a lot of things can happen from now to next summer. If the Hornets actually miss the playoffs this year, there will be absolutely no reason for him to re-sign in Charlotte. At number 6, DeMarcus Cousins. Not only were fans surprised Boogie went to the Warriors, but were also surprised he only signed for $5 million. Even though he's coming off an Achilles injury, most people thought he'll sign for much more than that. He's currently working his way back on the court and has been participating in 5-on-5 practices. How healthy he looks this season will determine how much money he will command next summer. He doesn't have to play like he did before he got hurt this season to get a big contract. Even if he never gets to that level again, I could still see him being able to contribute like an all-star. One thing for certain is he won't be re-signing with Golden State next summer. After the big-time free agents choose their teams, players like Cousins and Kemba Walker will be next in line. At number 5, Jimmy Butler. The 76ers decided to make a major move early in this season and traded for All-Star Jimmy Butler. And he's just what they needed. A wing player that could create off the dribble and become that go-to guy at the end of games where the Sixers always seem to struggle the most. Butler made a lot of headlines at the start of the season and desperately wanted to be traded. He doesn't have a great track record of really getting along with his teammates, and he still needs to prove he can help bring a team together for the ultimate goal. Even though a player of his caliber warrants a max contract, I believe teams will be reluctant to give him the max because of his reputation. I believe the 76ers is the perfect spot for him to be, but how the season plays out and how him and Joel Embiid coexist together will determine if he stays or if he goes in free agency. At number 4, Klay Thompson. One of the best shooters in the game, will become an unrestricted free agent for the first time in his career. Klay made it known that he wants a max contract and doesn't want to take a pay cut. He has said in interviews several times that he wants to come back and re-sign with Golden State. But the possibility of him playing with LeBron James and the Lakers just makes too much sense. I believe if the Lakers had their choice, they would rather sign Klay Thompson over Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant, on the simple fact that he's the best fit for LeBron James, a three-point marksman who is also a lockdown defender. Everybody knows that Klay's dad, Michael Thompson, helped the Lakers win a couple of championships in the 80s, and he currently works for the Lakers. But maybe Klay is dead set on spending the next 5 years in Golden State. At number 3, Kyrie Irving. Like Klay Thompson, Kyrie will also be an unrestricted free agent for the first time. Last season ended prematurely for Kyrie with a knee injury, and he was hell-bent on rehabbing and training for this upcoming season. I knew the Celtics were going to take some time to figure out the right rotation and the right amount of minutes for certain players. But it seems like the Celtics and Kyrie have found their groove and could be ready to take over the top spot in the East. There was speculation about Kyrie being interested in teaming up with another player and playing in New York. But before the season started this year, Kyrie said this.
I shared it with some of my teammates as well as the organization and everyone else in Boston. You guys are having me back. I plan on re-signing here next year.
Will he be a man of his word, or will he have a change of heart? With recent comments from Kevin Durant praising Kyrie and talking about how impressed he is with his game, I have no choice but to wonder, could Durant and Kyrie team up somewhere next summer? If Kyrie had a choice to either re-sign with the Celtics or play with Durant in New York, I believe Kyrie would seriously consider playing for the New York Knicks. At number 2, Kawhi Leonard. After missing all but 9 games last season, Kawhi Leonard has shown the NBA that he's just as good as he was 2 seasons ago, if not better. It seems like his leg injury is a thing of the past. True basketball fans knew that Kawhi Leonard was an assistant player. His offensive game has grown so much since college, and he can score in multiple ways, regardless of head coach or system. He is still one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, and he gives the Raptors their best chance to reach the finals for the first time in franchise history. I do believe the Raptors have a chance to convince Kawhi to stay in Toronto, but his teammates' performance in the playoffs, especially Kyle Lowry, could play a huge factor in him deciding if he wants to stay or go. I believe the Raptors, Clippers, and the Lakers are the front runners for Kawhi Leonard. And if Kyle Lowry doesn't step up like the all-star he's supposed to be in the playoffs, I'm sure Kawhi Leonard will have no problem taking his talents to LA. And at number 1, Kevin Durant, one of the best scorers in NBA history. I thought there was a small possibility of Durant signing elsewhere last summer. I'm even more convinced next summer. Some fans will never give him full credit on winning championships in Golden State, so he could be on a mission to prove to naysayers that he can lead a team to a championship. The confrontation between him and Draymond Green against the Clippers didn't help the chances of him staying. They might have squashed it and moved past it, but you never know, especially with Durant. KD seems like the kind of player who will hold a grudge in that situation rather than let it slide. He could still put on a straight face and help the Warriors three-peat. Whether they accomplish their goal at the end of the season or not, I believe KD will be wearing another uniform next season. But it seems he doesn't necessarily want to team up with LeBron in LA. He made recent comments that certain players wouldn't fit with LeBron. Is it possible for the Clippers or the Knicks to sign Kevin Durant next summer?